Videotaping why?
Oh, Lisa Gillmor.
Got it, thank you.
Okay. I've seen her name.
Yeah, he is running for DA.
Oh my, oh yes, no, I know. And city council,
No, he's a public defender.
he's a public defender. Okay. Congratulations, that's so exciting. Give that guy a run for his money. Yeah, he's been there for so long. They need some.
Are you serious? Look where I'm right. Oh my God! I don't think we've ever met in person. No, we never. Kathy?
Yeah.
Which we know. I don't think we met. So those are for people. Anybody who nice to meet you. In fact, my youngest son is driving some tables that have names on them. Those are for the people that have that many names.
Yeah.
He's by.
Did you graduate? Yeah, he said he has a so, and you have come to see some of my favorite. I think the best thing that doesn't matter is graduation.
Wow.
Here we go.
I'm only looking at one.
Yeah, I know. So many is going on.
Is this like evidence?
Yeah, I think you're good.
Thank you guys.
As a Muslim, you usually boast about like
You're not boasting. It's like the River of Life Church. They don't boast either.
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
kind of
Although
realize
Mohammed was boasting. Weren't you? No, I'm kidding. Oh my God.
Always.
No, about MCA. He was
By the
boasting.
way, the program that we did, it has the highest number of views
Oh,
of all of them.
yeah.
Because of you. Seriously, if you go and check, highest number of views.
You're really good.
You
know how to really good.
The
You're
reason
really good,
because
yes.
it was a flow, because we knew each other. The discussion was a smooth flow.
Well, what I was telling Sameena, what I learned so much was what you do here, but you guys do it wonderfully. Tell people what you do. Yeah.
بتغيروا الأولاد على فكرة. تغير. الله يفرح قلبك فيها يا الله يا طمن قلبي عليها.
Do we have a?
Yeah, sure. You want to take off your mask? At least they
Oh,
can.
look at my lipsticks all over this. Probably all over my face.
Thank you, Lisa.
Nobody got email. So I don't know if it was
I got it. Thank you.
She's the wife of the Prophet who actually funded most of what he did in his life. And she was the actual business lady, and she was the one. And until she passed away, he never married any other woman in her age. After she passed away, he married other women. But this is very important for us to know that she was the business lady and she helped the Prophet to carry out his mission.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a very important point. Yeah, not only financial support and emotional support, just like she was the Prophet, peace be upon him's rock. And so we're standing in Khadija Banquet Hall, built in the 2000s, for the purpose of this, to house community events. Every Friday night, we host free events for the community. We do cultural programs, we do religious programs, and then we do programs like these. And then we also rent out this hall.
The group.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Nadeem. I am the president of the MCA, Muslim Community Association, here in Santa Clara, California. I'm really happy that this evening we have open house. We call this as an MCA open house. This is an annual event where we invite people from all faiths and no faiths, our community at large. Usually this program is highly successful. We get about 500 to 600 people. And we have a guest speaker, especially tonight, Imam Suhaiib Webb, who has come from New York. So we are looking forward to an amazing program. In between, we also have a dinner.
I'm not going to be able to miss 3 weeks of school. How am I going to do this? And my mom was like, look, when you have the opportunity to go for Hajj, this is like an invitation from God. This is God calling you to His house. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. You need to go. And you know what? God is going to help you. You know, this is a land of miracles. This is a land of blessings. And so if you pray at God's house, you should hopefully, you'll be doing well in your school. And I will say I got 4.0. 7 classes, 4.0. Thank you. So, you know, and it truly is a land of miracles. And it's a land where you have prophets, various prophets of all time, coming to this location. So of course we have, you know, the Prophet Mohammed, peace and blessings be upon him. You're going to be learning about the story of Abraham and his sons, Isaac and Ishmael, and the journey of his wife, you know, Hajar or Hagar, and how we have millions of Muslims practicing those same, you know, actions that she had practiced during this Hajj. And again, you would normally have about 3 million people coming for this journey. Of course, this year it's going to be far fewer, and honestly, the people who are there are truly blessed because, you know, to have such few people to be able to you know, be there in this land. So we're going to be learning a little bit more about.
بوأنا لإبراهيم مكان البيت ألا تشرك بي شيئا وطهر بيتي للطائفين والقائمين والركع السجود وأذن في الناس بالحج يأتوك رجالا وعلى كل ضامر يأتين من كل فج عميق ليشهدوا منافع لهم ويذكروا اسم الله في أيام معلومات ليشهدوا منافع لهم ويذكروا اسم الله في أيام معلومات على ما رزقهم من
Thank you, Sameena, for welcoming our community. This is, first of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for taking time on a Saturday evening to be here at MCA. Thank you so much for coming. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome our mayor, Lisa Gillmor, is here. Thank you so much, Lisa, for coming. We also have Councilmember Watanabe is here. Kathy, thank you so much for coming. We also have the Chief of Police of Santa Clara, Pat Nicolai is here. Thank you so much for coming. And one of our friends from MCA who has been a planning commissioner, and he was the chair of the planning commission, Byron Fleck is here. Byron, thank you for coming. Byron, actually, for those of you who have been around here at MCA for the past 25, 30 years, he has been one of those pioneers of expansion and building this place, MCA buildings. So thank you again, Byron, for being here. You know, MCA, as Sameena said, this is actually really a unique and a special place, simply because, as she said, we have people from all over the world, different cultures, different languages, amazing diversity we have in our community. And one of the reasons, you know, why we are really lucky here at MCA is simply because of Silicon Valley. We get an amazing group of people, educated, experienced, highly talented from all over the world because of these companies, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Apple here in the Valley. So we are very fortunate that we find ourselves here in Santa Clara. And I always say wherever I go that, why would anybody live in Sunnyvale and Campbell and Cupertino when Santa Clara is such a beautiful place? Seriously. The other thing is MCA offers a number of programs throughout the year for our guests. We have a full-time school, Granada Islamic School. We have a Sunday school, we have Saturday school, we have a Friday school. And throughout the year, we offer all kinds of programs, seminars, and this place is usually full almost every Saturday, Sunday, and during the weekdays. This was supposed to be one of the program as we reopen after the pandemic. We are hoping that we'll fill this place, but we thank Allah, we thank God Almighty that we have quite a good number of people turned up. One of the things that is really special about MCA is if you come on any Friday here, on any Friday, normal Friday, we offer 3 sessions of prayer services here at MCA. And we get anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 people every single Friday. And that's really huge. I don't think there is any other place, especially a mosque or any other place, where so many people gather, which shows that the love and the support that we have here at MCA is really mind-boggling. And one of the highlights of our program, and I invite our guests who are here to specially visit MCA during the month of Ramadan. Ramadan brings enormous number of people to MCA. On every single night when we call Tarawih prayers, we get about 1,500 to 2,000 people every single night for 30 days. It's just mind-boggling, right? So MCA is really truly an amazing place. People from all walks of life. We are really proud of, particularly, I do want to take a couple of minutes to mention this. Our mayor, Lisa Gillmor, has been part of the expansion of this project, especially this. This was a Hewlett-Packard building. When we bought this place about 30 years ago, she was on the council in late 90s as a council member, and from then on as a mayor, we really had good support, really good support from the City Council, Planning Commission, and all the other various departments of MCA. So Lisa, we have one final project that's coming up, which is building 3.0, which is this building you can see from here. It has gone through the Planning Commission stages and bubbling up to hopefully public hearing and coming up the council desk. And we are really confident and we are hopeful that as all the projects have been successful, this will also be inshallah successful. And finally, MCA is your place. This is our community. It's not just a place for the Muslim community. Our doors are always open, always throughout the year. So anytime, if you think of visiting Santa Clara, please stop by at MCA. We'll be honored to welcome you to MCA. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Oh, I would like to invite
wonderful pleasure to be here this evening to see everyone. This is actually the first time I've been indoors at an event, I think in the last 15 months. So it's really nice to actually see real people here and to be with you here. I feel like a second home here. So thank you all for coming. And I see we have former Assembly member Kansan Chu and his wife Daisy here. Oh, man. Thank you. I haven't seen you in a while. So I want to talk a little bit about what happened the last 15 months and how life for us has changed so dramatically in this last year. Our community has been tested like never before with this pandemic. And fortunately, after months of calibrating and closely following the Santa Clara County health orders, we begin to slowly feel hopeful again. And I think the attendance here is a testament to that we are feeling hopeful again. I was reflecting on the past 15 months and thinking about how isolated everyone has been and how everyone has felt in a depressed sort of way, and insecurities like food insecurities and housing insecurities are abound. Things that we didn't realize being in the center of Silicon Valley, that there was so much insecurity in our community. And well, the pandemic really restricted our ability to act in person. Our city had a responsibility to the community to not stop providing services. And so we didn't stop. In fact, we had to take on things that we weren't real comfortable with, that didn't have a lot of experience with, but felt the need to do, like distributing food to children and seniors on the weekends, because although our seniors and school children were fed during the week, they didn't have a weekend program. So within 3 weeks of the beginning of the pandemic, the city's staff turned into emergency service workers and were distributing food. So that's a little bit out of our comfort zone, but felt the need. And it was amazing, the people that were coming to pick up the food. And our firefighters went and delivered food to seniors on the weekends in their homes, the ones that weren't able to get out and even drive in a car to go to the senior center. We had to give out small business grants because, as you know, and many of you may own small businesses in Santa Clara, struggling like crazy, not loans, but grants. So we gave out about close to $2 million in small business grants just to get people through. We didn't know how long it was going to last. Emergency rental assistance. People were struggling to pay their rent. We also passed evictions, anti-eviction ordinances to stop evictions, trying to help people because not only were they hungry, but they're losing their homes and weren't able to conduct businesses. We help people that were struggling to pay their utility bills. We have some very generous people in the city of Santa Clara that donated to a fund to help people with paying their utility bills. And really, we all got to see firsthand what was happening with this pandemic. We had community partners and organizations that went above and beyond to make an impact on our community. And the MCA stands out really as one of the best organizations. I think Dr. Mohammed mentioned it, that for the past 40 years, the MCA has been serving the city of Santa Clara and the residents in Santa Clara. And you started at Catherine Street and really grew and developed into this wonderful, beautiful facility here that we're all enjoying. But during the pandemic, MCA didn't miss a beat. Just like the city of Santa Clara, you sprung into action as quickly as possible to help the community, and not just the Muslim community, the entire everyone, regardless of your faith. You stepped in and helped us. Yes. So even with the shelter-in-place orders and the mosque closed and no one able to actually physically be here, you had to reinvent the way you delivered services. Just like the city, there's a lot of parallels here. You kept the community engaged with online support, because I think part of the success here at the MCA is your sense of community and being together with people. And so you had to go online and really offer things to still make people feel connected because of the sense of isolation and everything that was happening. Your amazing food distribution, amazing, through your Support Life Foundation, recognized the massive need for food. And you jumped in and helped anyone that needed food. Anyone was able to get food, and I think is still able to get food. So that is really pretty wonderful. You also let people know that they are not alone. And I think as much as the physical deprivation that we've had in our community with food, shelter, and other things, more than anything, it's the sense of isolation and being alone. And you really reached out to the community as a whole to let everyone know that you are here to support Santa Clara and everyone in Santa Clara. Your vaccination clinics and vaccine distribution, it was amazing to me to see the line of people that came to get vaccinated, and really, thank you for that. And the financial support that you provide anyone who needs it, anyone. Well, I was fortunate to have Dr. Mohammed Nadeem on my COVID-related show. It's called Mayor at Noon. Happens every other Friday, live at noon. And Dr. Nadeem told us about the vaccination clinic. He told our community about the financial support, the food distribution, the educational opportunities, and all of the resources that MCA provides, not just to Muslims, but to everyone. Everyone. No one is turned down. So I want to thank Dr. Nadeem for coming on, but also I think one of the reasons I'm here tonight, and I have Councilmember Watanabe with me, is that we really want to thank you for following the county's health orders to a T. We never had any issues with MCA, and what you did was you put your community's health first. You put everyone's health first, even to the detriment of some of the services that you were providing. You wanted to make sure that everyone was safe and healthy. And so we want to thank you and tell you that you have all of our gratitude in the community. Everyone is grateful for what you have done because you are such a huge part of Santa Clara. You are our superheroes. So I want to thank you for that. I would like to call Dr. Nadeem up to give him yet another recognition from the City of Santa Clara to the Muslim Community Association, recognizing your Hajj open house event and thanking you for everything that you've done for the City of Santa Clara.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Before the story of our engagement with our communities of the Bay Area started, I believe in October 28th of 2019. Our Assembly member Kevin Mullen invited us, me and Sameena, to inaugurate the new election machines, if you remember, for the county of San Mateo. And there on the side, I saw a table, and he said, "What is going on?" And he said, "We're hiring." I said, "For what?" And they said, "For the U.S. Census." I said, "Oh yeah, I remember U.S. Census. When is it?" They said, "Oh, it's next year. Don't you know?" I said, "No, I should know." But I forgot. But anyway, what are we doing? They said, "Well, we're trying to get to minorities. We're trying to get to all folks and tell them that we're actually hiring for part-time positions, full-time positions, all kinds of positions." I said, "How many people are you hiring?" He said, "How many people can you bring?" I said, "Really, how many people are you hiring?" He said, "Thousands." I said, "Thousands in the Bay Area?" He said, "Thousands in the Bay Area." I said, "So what will it take to get our folks in?" And he said, "You know, it's a little too late to sign." 428 homes every Saturday, 428 homes, all senior citizens. All from Delroy, Morgan Hill, Campbell, Santa Clara, Sunnyvale, Mill Valley. One of our best volunteers actually is sitting here next to us, Sameena. She never misses a beat. She brings her kids with her, and they love it. And she's been our spokesperson. I call her my ambassador to Kwan. And so that's our program. The program has expanded dramatically, gave birth to many other programs. The one which was periodic, every 3 months we collect all the good things, the best rice, the best dal, split peas, the best teas, a lot of ethnic items totaling £50. We make a very nice gift box and we give it. So this program is in partnership with the MCA, partnership with San Ramon Islamic Center, partnership with the Yasin Foundation and Islamic Relief, and it's gotten very big. And people love it because we've taken a huge assembly line. Before you know it, 1,500 boxes, 2,000 boxes are produced within 6-7 hours and distributed within the following 7 hours. Another program we just started is due to the trying to address the issue of all these families in the inner cities.
No, I never got it. Yeah, no, but I wonder what happened to it. No, it was perfect. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. And what is this one? This is lamb. Oh, this is so
eggplant, and this one is no, not eggplant. This is okra, lady's finger.
We don't call lady's finger, it's called
okra.
Okra. In India you say lady's finger. I don't know what it is in English. Okay, I'll try it.
Yeah, because Ty just took his big, huge test. He's Usman. Oh yeah, he's so excited.
That's chicken and that's
I'm not with them, I'm with you.
Oh my. You're welcome to come back for a second.
Thank you.
And thirds and fourths, as you wish. What was this one again? This one is a chicken tikka masala, it's called. So it's chicken pieces inside of gravy. It's like a tomato paste. Tomato flour? No flour in it. There's cream and tomato.
While we're doing the food distribution here, it was the second one. And it's funny because we start one and it breeds the second one, then the second one breeds the third one, then the third one. And now we're partnered to 5 counties. Like today, our partner, YMSS, actually they contract us the county medical team working specifically.
من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داعي ما دعا لله داعي أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير داعي محمد عليه السلام اللهم صل على المصطفى اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام نحن في روضة رسول حضور طالبين رضا وحسن قبول جئنا يا خير من إليه المنال بانكسار وذيلة وظهور اللهم صل على المصطفى اللهم صل على المصطفى حبيبنا محمد عليه السلام.
For me, it was the day before Hajj started. You're exhausted, you're tired, and you realize is you're saying, I'm here at your service, like, what do I have to serve, man? I'm exhausted, I'm beat, my ego's gone. The kind of superficial things that I used to think about are not there anymore. Things have become like really clear as to what I need to think about and focus on. And that's hard when you're surrounded by 3 million people who smell just like you and are hot and sweaty and angry. And that's why my lesson from Hajj is very different than Al-Hajj Malik Shabazz. And that was, I didn't find peace in Hajj. I live in New York City. I found Union Square at 5 o'clock in the afternoon in Hajj. But I'm commanded to be nice in Union Square, 5 o'clock. I'm commanded to be a good person. So as I got to Mecca, I stayed at a very cool hotel, very interesting, and it's really beautiful. Got to the city, and you're just like really excited to see the Kaaba. We don't worship the Kaaba, the black box that you've seen. That of course is a place that we believe Sayyidina Ibrahim, Prophet Ibrahim, built this as a mosque. It's a place we turn as a community to God, but God is transcendent, beyond creation, beyond time, beyond matter. So it's the direction of our prayer. So when you get there, you're like really, really excited because there is a tradition that says, you know, prayers that are said at the first moment you see the Kaaba are accepted. So I was praying for my mother, you know? So I'm like, I'm trying to get there, trying to get there. It's a sea of people. It's a sea of people. Then finally we see it, and you just kind of, just melt. And any person belonging to any religious tradition here, you've had those moments, the Pauline Epiphany, where you're just overcome by God, man. And more things begin to become clear. Like, I was really worried about this? I was really concerned about this? How come I neglected this? And the next day is the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, the month that we're in now. And this is the day where the Hajj starts. And once you arrive into Mecca, first you will, what we call Umrah. We did Umrah. There's different ways to do this. I'm just going to make it simple. You do like a small pilgrimage, a small version of the Hajj. And you go sleep, and then again you go out for Ihram on the 8th day. You come back again, and then you go to a place called Mina. Mina is like 5 to 10 miles away from Mecca, more or less. You go there, alhamdulillah, it's nice. You're in the tents with all these different people. You know, you see celebrities, man. You know, but they're just there like you are. You all look exactly the same. You spend the night there, and the next day, which is the 9th, after the morning prayer, you go to Arafah. And this is perhaps one of the most important components of Hajj. And Arafah is important to us because it's the place where the Prophet Mohammed gave his last sermon. And he taught us about how we should be good to people, to women, to the disenfranchised. How we should not look at things like race and social class.
Yes.
It's a very important place for us, and how we should stick to the Quran and Sunnah as sources of guidance, and how we should stay together as a community, not allow shaitan to destroy us over ratchet things. It's a very important place. And I remember, it's very interesting, so second time I made Hajj, I went as someone who was the guide, you know, the guy who guided the team. And it's interesting, they contacted me like, do you want to go on Hajj? I was like, yeah, sure. And they were like, okay, you have to go with all the rich people. I was like, what, rich people have their own Hajj? I'm like, yeah, this is rich people's Hajj. It's called the 5-star, Khamsa Nugum. I was like, all right, I guess I'll just suffer. What's rich people Hajj look like? I had no idea, right? So rich people Hajj basically have like air conditioners, they have some ice juice, you know, nothing over the top. Although the hotel rooms are really mashallah. Or a'udhu billah, depending on your purpose. So I was with them. We got to Arafat. We go in the tents. These are all like neurosurgeons, cardiologists, people who've sold their startups. You know, they've cashed in. And as we're sitting there, the air condition breaks. The rich people's Hajj. Those of you who know, it became like project air conditioning. where you like open the door and hope the air comes in. And finally one of the older brothers said, we have to go outside, it's better outside. So the whole day we spent outside. And I watched these people who normally, throughout most of the Hajj, I had a lot of trouble with them, not to, vilify rich people. There's nothing wrong with that. But all they did was talk. They talk about their businesses, right? They talked about, they made connections, So they all sat outside and they had to read the Quran. So they read Quran the whole day. Then after, I met one of the guys that came with us. He was my biggest adversary. He always gave me a hard time. And he said to me, you know what? The best blessing of this trip is that the air conditioner went up. And I said, why? He said, that's the only thing that got me to be quiet. I said, what did you do? He said, I just sat and remembered God. It was like the most fulfilling day I ever had in my life. I was like, where'd you sit? He said, I sat in the sun. I was like, did you feel anything? He was like, no. So my first experience at Arafat was extremely profound. In Arafat, when you're there, all you see is a sea of white. You see hundreds of people. And it's meant to remind you of the Day of Judgment. You feel extremely helpless. You don't feel threatened, but you feel helpless. You are forced to admit and acknowledge that you're not really as cool as you think you are. Yes. People don't like that. Even religion is used as ego. So it was very profound, and you spend the whole day there. It's on the 9th day, and then towards the end of the day, you head after what we call Maghrib, what we just prayed. You go to a place called Muzdalifah. My first experience in Muzdalifah was amazing because up until that time, the area hadn't really been developed. It hadn't been changed. So I actually was able to sleep in the desert, which is like what you read and everything, but now it's usually a parking lot.